Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today's video I'm going to show you a simple way to use Stampin' Up's new soft pastels. Now I say new soft pastels because they're here in the new catalog. However, we've had pastels in the past and I've always liked them, and there's tons of different ways to use them, but I saw Tina Zinck, she's a fellow demonstrator in Canada, do this technique, and I love the really soft background. So I'm gonna do her technique my way today, and thank you, Tina, for sharing, and I'm sorry if I screwed up your last name, but anyway, let's just go to it and we're gonna start stamping. So I'm going to use the Blossoms in Bloom stamp sets, and then my sentiment will be from the Sunny Sentiment stamp set. But I'm gonna start with a couple pieces of basic white. One is my inside, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and the other one is a layer for the front that is 3 3/4 by 5. Now, if you didn't get all those measurements, I have them on my blog. You can go visit my blog at becreativewithkathy.com, and my measurements are there too. So I'm going to use my my Stamparatus today. And if you've watched my videos, you know that I like to use the sticky grid notes. Now sticky grid sheets, not notes. These are something that I buy on Amazon. I think you could buy them at local craft stores too. But I like it because it's like a Post-it note and it holds your paper where you want it. However, today, because we're going to use the Versamark on a great big stamp, I'm also going to, first of all, I'm going to move it toward the edge because I want to put my paper way here at the edge away from this hinge. But I'm also going to use my magnet up here in the corner, and I'm going to take some washi tape and just tape my paper down. Like I said, the stamp that we're using is a large stamp, and the Versamark is really sticky, and so it just works better for me on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and tape my paper to the base of my Stamparatus, and then I have a plate here, and then where's my stamp set? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to take this great big stamp here, and lay it down here. I like it better this way. And I have my washi tape in the way, so let me move that down too. In fact, I think I'm going to just do it like that, and then that way it's not in the way of my stamp. And I can move my magnet a little bit more this way. It is a sticky stamp. Okay, now it looks pretty good. So I'm going to pick up my stamp with that plate. See, and I'm still going to have to hold it. It might have still some Versamark from the last time when I did my practice cards. But anyway, okay, so then I'm going to take my Versamark here. I'm going to take my stamp case and just place it under here so it's a nice flat surface to work with. But then I'm going to take my Versamark and I'm going to ink up that stamp really well. Now, because Versamark is a clear, sticky ink, you won't be able to see what I'm stamping. But I'm going to do it. Let me see if I can do it without moving my paper. Yep. I don't think the paper moved because of the washi tape, so I'm going to go ahead and ink it up again just to make sure that I have really good coverage on my paper. Okay. Lay that down, especially over here on this edge. I should be using my foam mat. That's why, dang it, I should be using my foam mat that comes with my Stamparatus. Too late, it's already done. Okay, so now I have the ink on there. Now I'm going to bring in, let me set that aside and get rid of this. I'm going to just leave it on my base because my paper's staying put with it being taped down and stuff. But I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Now, the chalks did stain my silicone mat, so if that bothers you, and it's just barely stained, but if that bothers you, you could use wax paper or something else. But I'm going to take my soft pastels, and now the colors in the soft pastels are Poppy Parade, Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, Gorgeous Grape. I think I already said Poppy Parade. What's this one? Mango Melody, and then Daffodil Delight. And we're going to use some of this Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to just take a pick tool on this, let me make sure I got the right end here, because I want this palette end, or like this flat end, and I'm going to just shave off some chalk. I think it's just an easy way to get a lot. Now, you don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way, and you haven't even made a dent in your chalk piece here. Then I'm going to just need a little bit of, let me wipe that off, a little bit of that Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to use a little bit of that Daffodil Delight for the inside of my flowers. I think that should be plenty. Let's see. If not, I can come back and scrape off some more. But now we have that. And then I took a pack of daubers, and I have them the same colors. In fact, I'm a couple short. I need to get another dauber or two for like the purple and stuff, but I have a dauber for each color that are in my pastels. And I'm gonna start the flower with a little bit of Coastal Cabana and just pick up some of that chalk, and then kind of see, and you can, well, I can see where my flowers are, and I'm gonna just rub on there, and look how they pop with that Versamark on there. Isn't that pretty? But yet it's so soft and subtle. It's just a really pretty soft technique, I think. And I think it made a really pretty background for our cardstock here. But I'm gonna just go around on all those flowers. Pretty good here. Be perfect, right? We just want it like a watercolor kind of wash kind of thing. And then I'm going to use, now this is a Swiffer, what are these called? It's a Swiffer dry sweeping cloth. And it really picks up, so if you have like embossing powder, or in this case the powder from the chalk and stuff, look how nice that picks that up. Yay for that. Then a leaf from the stamp set. I'm gonna bring that in with a little bit more Versamark here, just to give it some more color. And I'm gonna just take and stamp I think 3. I don't want a lot of leaves, but I'm gonna just take one up there, one down here, and then one over here, and then a little bit with that Granny Apple Green. And I'll show you, I made one of Tina's cards. In fact, I made a bunch of them, and that was my swap for my team swap this month. And at the end of the video, I'll show you what her card looked like. It's really pretty. I can hardly wait to try it with more, or with different stamp sets. And then a little bit, this is like the little spots for the inside of my flowers. I'm gonna take that and stamp that in each little flower here. And then with a little bit of that Daffodil Delight, I'm gonna just color the inside. Take that. Now, while I have everything out, I'm gonna go ahead and do the inside of my card. And on the inside of my card, I'm just gonna take a little flower from that same stamp set and kind of stamp it down here in the corner. It's gonna be really simple. And then with that Coastal Cabana chalk, couldn't come up with the name of the chalk, I'm gonna just rub that a little bit there. Whoop, that's not my Swift, this is my Swifter. And then a center, has a little center like this for the flower. I'm going to just pop that right there with a little bit of that yellow. I have a little leaf here, and I'm going to just do the leaf in that Granny Apple Green over here at the side. Like that. I have just a little inside, or just a little flower there on the inside. Nothing fancy, but we don't want a plain inside. Okay, I think we're all done with the pastels. So let's look again at how pretty that background is. It's very soft and subtle. I think it's a really pretty technique. Then, so we want to do our sentiment here. I'm going to bring that magnet back in and take my washi tape off. So with that Sunny Sentiment stamp set, I'm going to take this one that says, thought you could use some sunshine thoughts today, and just lay that down. And then bring in another plate here for my Stamparatus. Pick that stamp up. And then just some Memento black ink. Make sure that's nice and inked up. Oop, and I almost dropped it. But good thing it's on my Stamparatus, so it doesn't matter. That's a cool thing. Let's see if it's not. I'm going to give it, just because I want it pretty dark, I'm going to give it just one more coat of ink here. I don't need a lot because it turned out pretty good the first time. There we go. So there's the front of our card. So let's go ahead and throw a card together. So I have a base here that is just basic black, your normal 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it down the center at 4 1/4. We'll go ahead and put the inside in. I'm going to just use a little bit of Stampin' Seal and lay that right here on the inside of my card. And then take the front here. And lay that with some Stampin' Seal onto some Coastal Cabana. So it looks like that. And then a little bit of Stampin' Seal. Well, maybe I'm out. Nope, it's not out. There we go. Some Stampin' Seal on the back of that, and lay that on the front of our card. Last but not least, these, my favorite little sequins, the, what are these called? I use these all the time. The Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins has these Coastal Cabana colors, or this orange, and then there's one that's a little bit more yellow. Let's see if I have, yeah, this one here. And I think for the inside of my card, I'm going to take one of those little, the inside of my card right here, just like the yellow on there. Isn't that pretty? And then on the front of my card, I'm going to take some of these Coastal Cabana sequins and just splatter them around. I think I'm going to take that one and then one little one up here in the corner, just like that. Just a little bit of bling to finish off the card. So there was my take on Tina's technique, which I absolutely love and will do again and again. I think it's really soft and pretty, and I absolutely love it. And let me see if I can find here. And this is my go at Tina's card. So there you go. Once again, Tina, thank you for sharing the technique. I think it's absolutely beautiful. If you have any questions, you can always just leave a comment here on Facebook. If you don't mind, I'd love for you to like my page on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe and leave a comment. And you can see all the measurements and supplies I used on my blog, which is becreativewithkathy.com. Last thing, if you like any of the products that you saw, you can buy them at my online store. That's kathyhouse.stampinup.net. And Stampin' Up! Special in the month of July, they're having their designer series paper sale. So the designer series paper that's in the annual catalog is 15% off for the month of July. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.